Hey y'all, it's Dr. Tiffany. I hope you're doing well. And with me, as always, is our favorite purring non-apocalyptic snow kitty, Audrey. I say snow kitty because we're having like the ice apocalypse right now in Shreveport. But this is a COVID update. So things are reaching their peak from our holiday super spreader event, and hospital admissions are still rising, 3.2% last week. Emergency department visits have started to taper off a little bit. They're down 13%, but saddest deaths are up 14.3%. Now remember, these have been rising week over week over week. So we are at the top of the peak right now. Now remember, when it goes down, it still has a whole lot of high levels of transmission to go. So we still care about this because only half of the people who are infected and getting sick and getting killed in this surge have actually happened. Here's a green map showing the new hospital rate hospital admissions rate per 100,000 people. And as you can see, last week's is below, this week's is above. The not a huge change, although the yellow area has expanded somewhat and is now involving places like southern Texas, southern Louisiana, southern Alabama, and Florida, which the surge is spreading south. This is the area that's getting hit now. It continues to rage on in the Midwest, the Plains, and the Northeast. Not a whole lot of good news there. It seems to be increasing a bit in the Northeast as well. Now this is how fast it's changing from week to week, like how fast it's rising. As you see, the rate of rise has cooled off in the upper Midwest. There's far less orange there than there was last week. But it's rising in Texas and in Florida. In Florida, and along the southern mid-Atlantic coast, as well as some parts of the Northeast. So this is what I was talking about, that we're at the peak right now. Some places are starting to cool off and other places are still heating up. So big area in the mountains as well that's heating up quite fast. So, we're not out of the woods yet, but at least in 3 to 4 weeks, we will be in better shape than we are now. However, a lot of people are going to get infected. A lot of people are going to get sick in those 3 to 4 weeks still. Remember, half of the people that will get sick in this surge have yet to get sick. And not only that, but generally it being the winter, the surge will taper down. It won't go down. It won't be like a dagger. It's going to be like a spike and then a trail off right there, because people are going to be indoors and still swapping viruses. So the number of people who may be getting sick is probably a little higher than half. I'm just going with that for ease of this video. So if you haven't gotten your booster, it covers this variant JN1, which is now dominant in the US. Okay, there's some indication that JN1's rate of hospitalization is at least as bad as earlier variants and possibly slightly higher. And also there's some really concerning mutations on JN1 which give it a potential to turn into something even worse if we keep allowing it to mutate. So maybe let's, consider wearing a mask in the crowded places and maybe getting the booster. If not for you, for your neighbor or your family or that random person who you don't know anything about but is immune compromised because they're on chemo that you might infect at the grocery store. All right? We're all in this together, I love you. Stay safe.